Hello. Hello
Hello.
and welcome to the Deep 3 podcast. This is your host, Matt, joined as always by Sam and Kevin. What's up, boys?
Gang.
Well, got my coffee this morning too, and perfect.
Yeah, we're all set. We out here, fam. Kevin, do you have anything fun in your coffee right now?
No.
Ooh,
Not sure.
ooh, this man.
Already.
So this is the first time that we're actually doing a video recording, so don't judge us too hard. Looking great as always, boys. Why don't we get right into it, actually? This is episode 22, and Sam, do you have anything fun to say for our viewers?
I'm going to redact my previous statement concerning pubic hair. So I'm going to say that, that I know, as you guys can tell, I'm growing a very beautiful beard, looking very babyface assassin right now. So I'm just channeling my inner Curry right now. And not Curry because I'm Indian. I just want to make that very clear. I know everyone out there is thinking about that. Yeah, you were thinking about that, exactly.
Kevin, what do you got?
I don't know about you guys, but there's at least one silver lining to this whole quarantine, no basketball thing. I don't have to watch any more Bulls games.
Yeah.
I don't have to put myself through that misery.
Oh, yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, that's really nice. I'm really happy about that because I don't think I could take that much. I'm not a masochist, so
exactly.
less Bulls the better for me right now. Except, the Bulls actually did something crazy. They did something good, which I never would have expected to happen in my entire life. Who would have thought? Sam, who did the Bulls just hire?
You know, good old Arturo Carnasovas. Everyone knows him, right? You guys know him, right?
Yeah,
No,
I definitely know him. 100%.
Yeah,
I definitely didn't.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I did definitely just Google this like 30 minutes ago.
Well, don't
why
tell
don't you
the
give us
fans
some
yet.
intro into him?
He was previously the GM of the Nuggets, who have, the past 4 or 5 years have a phenomenal draft record. Jokic, Murray. Personally, I think Michael Porter Jr., once he gets healthy, is going to be phenomenal. Gary Harris, who's now a bum and trash, but, he had a good 3 years. I was mostly surprised not from his side, but more from the Bulls side, right? I mean, the Bulls never do anything, right? They take the longest amount of time to make the stupidest of moves. And I think this is the first time that they jumped the gun and they're like, okay, we need someone smart. They honestly kind of pulled a Knicks where they just got someone probably better than the Knicks because they had an actual professional who's done this before.
Yeah, I'd say a little bit better than the Knicks.
They gave him the VP role of basketball operations. I'm pretty sure the Garpax faction is now denied. And I think they're still part of the operation. They just want face now. So at this point, they also hired an assistant GM, JJ Polk, who was also assistant GM for the Pelicans, who, as we know, made phenomenal moves from
Absolutely
Anthony Davis to, obviously this trade situation. And so now they're looking for a GM, and they're looking for like a player GM, so someone that's had some practice and obviously played the game. Especially looking at the assistant or at the GM that was with the Nuggets, which makes sense because obviously you worked with him. And an interesting one would be Philly's assistant GM, which was Mark Eversley, who worked with Elton Brand, who was also a player at some point. So it'd be interesting to get that kind of perspective and dynamic to that's not just pure business, but also works with had the experience as being a player and understand that side as well.
Yeah, that'd be great. This all looks like really great progression from the Bulls. Obviously, we have no idea what the season's gonna look like. I mean, it's canceled. Like this year is pretty much canceled for almost everything except for maybe baseball. What, Kevin?
Even then, that's a maybe. We don't like.
Yeah, that's a hard maybe. But seeing that the Bulls actually did something good is mind-blowing and also concerning at the same time. I feel like some people are either dying or being held captive. I really don't know. Who knows? But glad they actually did something proper. There is one thing, though, and maybe this will change depending on his point of view from these front office changes. But Lauri Markkanen, my boy, is very upset. And understandably so. I would be pretty pissed off with this season if I was him as well, honestly. The coaches did nothing good for him. You saw a really talented player get put on the Bulls. I was hyped. I was super pumped to have him on the team. And when he finally got healthy, he looked really good. He had moments of really great clarity and shot making and whatnot. But that's about it. Other than that, everything else kind of just went downhill from there. Kevin, what do you think about Lauri possibly getting traded?
If you had asked me this a year ago, I would have been very upset at that idea. But at this point, I think it's good for him to get traded. I think he needs to get out of the Bulls. He is right now probably the top 3 biggest wasted potential players in the NBA. He could have so good. And the whole coaching staff did nothing to him at all. They were like, do what you've been doing.
Great!
They did not think as a player at all, which is really upsetting to see because he had so much potential. He still has a good mind for basketball, and we still see a lot of his athleticism and stuff like that, but it's just not correlating enough because Bulls coaches are trash.
True.
So I'd be fine with trading him and getting some more assets, and then that'd be good for him too to actually grow as a player outside of the Bulls.
I'm interested to see what happens because with all of these these changes that the Bulls are making right now, they all seem like positive progression. So maybe some Bulls players actually want to stay and see what happens, but I have no idea. We have no clue what it's going to look like. I think the biggest thing would be to fire the fucking head coach, Jim Boylan. Sam, how do you feel about that? Are you all for it? Because I am.
I mean, I think we know to the game we went to the Kawhi-less. I mean, really, that team was missing half their team when we went to that Clippers game. Right? And we know the infamous movement where he challenged his own call that he was right on, and it actually cost him, I'm pretty sure. So a coach that's just not highly aware and that just, in my opinion, is more of like a high school coach, the way he coaches, right? I think if you have some new people who need to understand the game more, he's better at that level. Maybe even college level. I give him college level. I think people have to understand what team ball is. He has that kind of good factor. But when it comes to the NBA, these grown men, right? Yeah, they're 18, 19, but at that point, they are responsible. They're getting paid. When you get paid, it's a different dynamic at that point. And to go back real quick on Lauri Markkanen, a great trade piece would be, I think, to the Dallas Mavericks. I think it'd be a win-win. Maybe get Tim Hardaway Jr. I think you need someone that can be a true scorer, right? That can do his own production. Maybe throw in like a protected first round with that. I'd probably do that because, I mean, with Lauri, he's a restricted free agent, so Dallas got him for another 3-4 years. So, I think having Tim Hardaway Jr. would be a solid piece for that Bulls roster.
You think the Bulls get Tim Hardaway and a protected first round for Lauri?
Oh, I mean, I guess you're right there. I guess because Lauri's, has had consistent injuries, which has been, hindering his career, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think the thing they're missing is that actual post play, which is, the same thing we repeat about KP. He doesn't play from the post. Phenomenal elsewhere. He has pretty good defense, but you need someone that can generate offense from the post and that Luka can feed.
Yeah, I absolutely love that for both teams. I think that's a absolutely perfect idea right now. Especially I'm a Tim Hardaway fanboy. I love him because he's helped me out in 2K and all my bad teams.
Of course.
That's all of the players that are both.
Exactly. I guess back to
I mean, I would probably throw in Zach LaVine if you want to get some real assets. Yeah, if you want to get some real assets out of this, trade Lauri and trade Zach LaVine, and you could get something real nice and shiny. Either a solid player or even more draft picks. Fucking blow it up.
And who do you have though? Kobe White, Kyle Porter Jr.
That's fine.
I'd personally trade Otto Porter because that guy's just eating money for no reason for not even playing. Yeah. I guess going to the coach, there's rumors that a good replacement for the Bulls would be Adrian Griffin, who's actually the assistant coach for the Toronto Raptors. And I mean, we all know how the Raptors are coaching. I'll be honest, first year with Nick Nurse, I thought it was just kind of hype, the first year coach, Personally, I don't think Steve Kerr is that great of a coach. I think he's had amazing talent based off what Mark Jackson did before he got fired. And, David Blatt, right, the Cavs with the first seed, they made it to the championship. He didn't coach, right? That's LeBron.
Yeah, right.
But with Nick Nurse, what he did with that roster, I know they had Kawhi, but they did the whole management thing. And what he did with Pascal, Fred VanVleet, these nobodies that are, undrafted or late, picks, to see that also possibly pass down to, the, lead assistant, I think that could be a solid fit.
I agree. I would love to see that. Anybody on that roster, or not roster, but anybody on that Toronto, team would be amazing because they've done such a great job, and obviously one of the most underrated teams coming into this season because everybody thought that they would be absolute trash without Kawhi, and look how well they've succeeded. Essentially,
they were on like a 20-game win streak almost in the middle of the season too, or something like that. Like they were just they were unstoppable, and then we didn't see anything because the basketball season's done.
I mean, if Fred VanVleet had another kid, that would have been game over.
MVP right there.
MVP right there. Hopefully, it looks like there are some good things coming for the Bulls. I really hope this all works out well. I understand the frustration that a lot of the Bulls players have. If we were going to blow it up, Zach LaVine and Laurie would be the best trade option, but I would also say that I would want to keep Wendell Carter Jr. for sure, because I think he has a really good amount of potential. His post play is really good. He's a solid player. And I would like to see him shoot the ball more personally. But, with the head coach being a jackass, that's probably not going to happen.
Yeah.
So we're going to get into some other news. There's some drama going on the Jazz. I mean, who the fuck would have thought that was going to happen, Sam?
I mean, look, touching microphones, you off the team, all right? That's how I got to say. We have the proof. Proof's in the pudding. We saw it, man. Hands were all in the pudding, okay? That was not okay.
Not okay. Understandably so. The rumors are that Donovan Mitchell's pretty upset about Rudy Gobert. And I can understand that, seeing as, it's all Rudy Gobert's fault that Spider-Man got sick. All his fucking fault. So if those rumors are in fact true, Kevin, what does this look like for the Jazz next year?
I am all about the rumor game. I'm all about the hype about, Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell is playing. But at the end of the day, any Jazz higher up would be stupid to get rid of this dynamic duo. That's what they are. They are a good pair, and they're the Jazz's franchise players right now, basically. It would be ridiculous to think of getting rid of one of them just because they're fighting a little bit, because they don't like each other that much anymore, maybe. But I think they're still going to play phenomenally together. They still have that chemistry on the court. There's no reason anything should happen from this, I think.
I would hope so. The thing that worries me is that it's not necessarily just a fight. This is fucking COVID-19, and that's some hard shit. This isn't just some random stupid thing that Rudy Gobert did. He did a really stupid thing, really bad stupid thing. So I agree with you that the management should do whatever they can to make sure that nobody leaves that team.
Exactly.
Because you have one of the best defensive players in the league, and you have a rising talent who is only getting better. Splitting them up would be a pain in the ass, and hopefully they don't need to. But I'm kind of nervous about it. Sam, what do you feel?
See this heart? See this heart? Everyone see this beautiful heart? Broken.
Yeah.
All right. Time to break up this relationship. All right. We know who the face is. Okay. This beef has been starting very subtly when Donovan Mitchell last year made the All-Star team and Rudy Gobert didn't. And you know who was crying? Man cried for the All-Star. Wins Defensive Player of the Year. Who cares about the All-Star? Okay. It's really not a big deal in my opinion. But what's more important is winning a championship, which is what this duo can do. But I think going to Matt's point, it's something serious, and the way Rudy did his doing was not okay. And I'll be real, I think Rudy Gobert is very easily replaceable. Easily.
Oh,
I
interesting.
can spell that too. Third grade spelling bee champ right here. EASILY. Okay, easily replaceable. He's a big man and he's tall. And what that implies, you have defensive skills. All right, Clint Capella could do that easily. Clint Capella, where are you? I got you. Hashtag Clint Capella.
Hey, man. In the words of James Harden, I wish I was tall because then I would be a good basketball player. Who would you see replacing him then, Sam? Let's back up your statement. Let me see it.
All right. So I think, do we have a consensus if there's a trade, we get rid of Rudy Gobert? Is that correct?
I think I'd be fine with that. Maybe Conley too. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of. I was a huge fan of Mike Conley last year when he was on the Grizzlies. He was killing it, but this year, not so much.
No, for sure.
I do think that if you're going to get rid of anybody on that team, I think Rudy Gobert is the one, honestly, which is hard to say because he is a really good player.
And the thing is, I got a trade for you. Let's send him to the Celtics for Jaylen Brown and Robert Williams.
Yes, please.
Maybe throw in a protected first round, possibly. But I think Jaylen Brown's worth it easily. And that's kind of the piece that Boston needs, right? They have the scoring potential with Jason Tatum. He's very ball dominant, which we need. By we, I meant you. I will not be associated with the Celtics, but I will support them. Kemba Walker, I think at being his age right now, I think it's better for him to be more of a playmaker and facilitator, which he's also doing very well this season. It just doesn't make sense if you're going to have three small forwards with Gordon Hayward, which I prefer having on the bench anyways, for having that kind of control. But the thing is, you guys just really need defensive presence and someone that's just like Rudy Gobert's scary. I'm not gonna lie about that, but I don't think you need a Jaylen Brown because you have a Jason Tatum who's going to be off the roof very soon.
What about possibly? I don't know if this is going to be too much. I'm not a huge trade person, so I don't really know. I know value, but I don't know trade value. So, what about trading Gordon Hayward instead of Jaylen Brown, and maybe throw in Marcus Smart or two bench players instead of Marcus Smart, for Rudy Gobert? Because Jaylen Brown, I don't know if I want to get rid of him. Even for Rudy Gobert, I don't know if I want to trade him.
Dang, but you're sacrificing your Lord and Savior, the guy you've hyped for the entire season, Marcus Smart, the Lamb.
Sell out right here.
Sell out.
If I had to choose, no. If I had to choose between Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart, I would pick Jaylen Brown anytime because he has been on fire this entire year. He's worth the money that he was given. He's been killing it, and this is no diss to Marcus Smart at all, because Marcus Smart is very good. He's a very good player, but I think I would want to try and keep Jaylen Brown for as long as possible.
I don't think any team would have the money to have Jaylen Brown, Rudy Gobert, Kemba Walker. I don't think anyone has that money.
Oh, that's fair, unfortunately.
I definitely like your point because I'd obviously want to retain Jaylen Brown, but I would equivalent Rudy Gobert as what? He's probably the second. Probably say the second or third best big man in the league. Joel Embiid will still have it even if he plays 40 games this season. He's just way better offensively.
Right.
Rudy Gobert plays lobs, right? That's what he plays offensively. The guy can't shoot free throws. His knees when he bends very scares me. It looks like he's a falling tree. I'm terrified of that. But I heard a rumor that the Warriors are interested in a potential, they like the breakups, right? They love it. And I think, to be honest, Andrew Wiggins is not the final piece, right? He's the guy you want to dump.
No, he's a supporter. He's a player 3 for sure.
In Kevin Knight's books, he shouldn't even be in the league. No, I'm just kidding.
I wouldn't say that.
But I mean, right? You could either try throw in Andrew Wiggins and that first round pick, right? That's something good, and maybe a future, or maybe you can throw in some of the bench like Eric Pascal and them. There's also a rumor that Draymond might be part of the piece. I don't know if that would be even worth it because
I'm fine with that.
I mean, we're just building the scary Warriors again because now we have scary shooters plus a guy. If they miss, they can just rebound it and then just pass it out again. That would be kind of interesting to see. But there's also one more rumor that the Nuggets might trade Donovan Mitchell, though. For Donovan Mitchell, they'd be Michael Porter Jr. and a first-round pick for Donovan Mitchell, which I don't really think that makes sense because of Michael Porter's injury, and just because Denver is so good that first-round pick is not that weighted.
Yeah, right.
I was going to say, if I was the Jazz, I would never accept that trade.
Yeah, but I think we can all agree that when it comes to Utah Jazz, the first person we think about is COVID-19. No, I'm just kidding. Donovan Mitchell. That's the guy that's going to represent you guys. And Rudy Gobert, he's a side piece, sadly. He doesn't have. He doesn't have a skill set.
Side piece. Quote from Sam. You heard it here first.
Hashtag that. Let's start it. Let's get it.
Got him. Fucking got him.
Oh.
Absolutely. Sam, why don't we get into some fun stuff? It looks like you have some updates for us.
Oh, you guys can see that now. Ooh, this is awkward. I think all of us have heard about the recent NBA 2K tournament that's been happening. I don't know if you guys have been watching, maybe just a little bit or not. I see.
No.
I watched 2 full games. First game, absolutely boring. It was between Kevin Durant and Derek Jones Jr. because, Kevin Durant's a salty dude, right? We know that from day one. I give him respect. He was wearing his OG UT Austin shirt from when he was 19, so it's 13 years old. So I respected that. Dude got washed out in the first round. Garbage. Can't play 2K yet. That's all he plays. So dude's whack. Next game I watched. Person to watch though, Patrick Beverley. That dude gets hype. I don't know if anyone's seen any of the videos of him. Recommend it. But dude, he acts the same as he is actually playing a physical game, and he's doing that, just yelling in chat, just roasting DeAndre Ayton, and DeAndre Ayton's just okay, I'm just playing Xbox, dude. Chill. That's been pretty fun. And a full match I watched was Domantas Sabonis and Montrezl Harrell. Very interesting dialogue because it was just chill, and then they would self-roast each other's own players because they were playing Clippers versus Pacers. Sabonis missed 3 straight spots with his own player, and he was just dude, I'm just garbage. I'm not even passing it to him anymore. I'm not even
I like that.
It's kind of funny because even in the game, they mimic their own moves in real life, and so Trez is yo, dude, you're just gonna spin to the right, and he's yeah, how'd you know, dude? It's obviously not the same. My dad actually enjoyed it. He was dude, this is the future. Everyone's just gonna watch simulations. He's this is way too real and everything. And I was that's true. But I think for us who've watched the game just a lot consistently, it doesn't have much of the hype to it, right? Because obviously we played the video game and basketball. So
right.
It's a quick gimmick. I won't doubt it. It's something we've never done before.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of have to give NBA props just because they think of this out of the fly. And, I can't really doubt them because of the whole All-Star thing, right? They did the whole Elam ending,
Yeah.
Score to a certain amount and then you win the game. So I thought that was actually a cool concept. So, I think that's something we have to kind of look forward to, especially with the new concept being NBA Horse. I don't know if you guys have heard of it yet, but they're trying to televise a horse game, which involves 8 players, I believe, in 2 groups, which have Trae Young, Chauncey Billups. I don't know if anyone knows Chauncey, but Chauncey, my boy.
Yeah.
Zach LaVine, your boy. Zach LaVine, I know you love him so much. They have 2 WNBA players with Tamika Catchings leading them. Mike Conley, Chris Paul, someone actually famous. Paul Pierce, terrible commentator, should never talk again.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about televising horse? They did this once in 2008 during the All-Star game. Kevin Durant won. But what do you think? Yay or nay? Nay.
Boo. First off, boo. Second off, I'm fine with anything. Just to be real.
We desperate over here.
I need something, man. Is this so? Are they going to be video? Are they going to have video, people going out there to broadcast it? at their own separate locations. Is that how this is working?
Yeah, that's correct. So no one's going to be, like physically interacting with each other, but they're going to be like video calling, just similar like to the 2K game. And they'll try to match shots. Hopefully no one loses connection, just like us. We may lose connection. Hopefully they actually paid real money to keep connection. So
I would think so. I'm fine with it. I think Trae Young's going to win, but but honestly, I think it'd be kind of fun, why not? The 2K stuff, I think it's cool, but for video games, I would rather watch a professional video game player, like a professional esports player, than somebody from the NBA. Like, I understand the whole point of doing that, and I think it's interesting, but it's not something that gets me to watch it. Like a game of horse, like, it's simple, but it's also kind of entertaining because these are actual NBA players who can do ridiculous things. So that'd be kind of fun to watch. But I'm kind of for it. I'm for it.
All right. Kevin, what do you think?
I go back and forth. I mean, like, have you ever watched horse in real life? Like, watch two other people play horse in real life? It's the most boring thing I've ever done. Like, you're just standing there and they're taking like deep shots and miss. One guy makes, then the other guy makes because he did a really easy shot. It's so boring. Like, I have a hard time believing that would pull in many people to watch. I think it's going to be similar to the 2K tournaments where, yeah, some people are going to watch just because they want something rather than nothing, and I get that. But in general, I don't think anyone's going to be like, oh, man, horse tournament on tonight.
No, for sure. I definitely agree. I think so. How 2008's horse game ended was Kevin Durant versus prime Kevin Durant, which I would call, and then prime Rajon Rondo were just shooting threes at the end. But they're just shooting threes.
Yeah.
So my thing is, I think you have to do like a trick shot, like just something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Even if you miss it, just like it's be something stupid that'd be like, oh, okay, that's getting my attention now, not just like, oh, corner three, the easiest 3-pointer possible. Nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
With Paul Pierce, Trae Young, like everyone's just going to be shooting threes, and I think it's going to end up being just a 3-point contest, and that's going to be boring.
I do like that they added some WNBA players in there, though. That's really fucking cool. I respect the shit out of that. And honestly, low-key, I really want one of them to win because that would be fucking awesome.
For sure. And those guys are really good. I recommend watching them. Tamika Catchings, phenomenal former player. She's playing very well. Other news involved, obviously, with the season pending, there's no discussion allowed until May 1st. And a lot of concern is now with, the draft coming up in June. What do we do with it? So a lot of players, especially the Players Association, is saying that, we should move it to August. But at the same time, no one really knows because is the season going to last until August or do we just call it an end thing? I think the saddest thing, and not really sad, but just like, oh man, kind of feeling was when LeBron's like, man, there's actually a chance that we won't like finish the season. And I think this is like the worst because it was like, especially with everything happening, especially with David Stern and then Kobe passing away, we thought, hey, let's finish the season strong. And now with, this outbreak happening, it's like, we probably saw some of the best basketball from the Lakers, the Bucks. I mean, both teams had a very great chance to do something monumental. And there's probably a great chance we won't see it. So there's a lot of concern, especially with the draft or free agency, how that's going to work. So personally, I know we talked about it before, I think we should just call it an end just because a lot of trainers especially are saying that we need at least another month buffer just to get these players trained and healthy because otherwise we're going to get injured again. And we don't want to see that again, especially how the finals ended last year, with, especially Clay going out and stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully that kind of works out. I guess if you guys want more negative news, there's possibly going to be a reduction of 25% from everyone's paycheck in the NBA.
Oh God!
It got very skeptical because it was like, how did they get 25%? So the first 10% was from the China situation at the right before the season started. So from that, and then with the outbreak happening, another 15% could occur. And from CJ McCollum's standpoint, he said from 450 players, 150 are living paycheck to paycheck. So everyone's riding the bench, right? They're trying to survive. People who are in the G League and stuff. So I know they're having a discussion, I think, in the next 2 weeks to see, how they move forward. Because I kind of get it, right? Because players and owners are divided 51 to 49 in favor of the players. But, how do you separate the salary that's been made, right? The owners are not making any money, right? The Warriors make $4 million a game in a season, right? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Even when no one shows up, which is even phenomenal. And, obviously no games, no playoffs, right? There's no revenue being generated. So it'd be very interesting to see how they move forward, especially if the owners don't pay up. But, I think, another thing that might lead to is, next year or the year after, salary cap reduction, right? So it's going to be more difficult to sign some of these players to make super teams, which might be good, for the NBA just to keep it even.
That's true. I just can't imagine any player is going to agree to this because they were fighting so hard to get more money, and now they're taking like a 25% reduction that's a decent chunk of money.
Oh yeah, no.
That's going to be a pain in the ass for the players. I will say, obviously, there are a lot of players who 25% is kind of just like, whatever. Like LeBron James probably isn't sweating over 25%. James Harden probably isn't, but like you said, there are a lot of players that are playing like paycheck to paycheck, which nobody really gets that. Nobody really understands that there are a lot of players who don't make millions of dollars a year. So that would be rough. That would be really, really rough. I understand the business aspect behind it. Obviously, if you have no games, then you have no revenue, So where the fuck are you going to get the money? That's totally understandable. It's just, that's going to be a really, really hard sell. And I don't know how the players are going to react to that.
For sure. And I think we all heard some rumors about if the season were to continue, it's obviously going to continue without fans, right? We don't want to promote any virus spread. And there's rumors that's going to be in Vegas. A lot of players are actually saying that they don't actually want to continue the season, which I was actually kind of surprised just from a revenue standpoint, or just even for the love of the game. If it's for a health concern, I get it. But at the same time, it's like, this is what you do for a living. So it's like, you're the best at that. You always want to continue being at the best at your own craft and you not be able to do it. I heard Giannis saying that he doesn't even have a hoop, so he hasn't been practicing at all for the past month. Yeah, I actually think I read today, it's been 1 month since the season was canceled. So.
Oh shit, that's really weird to hear.
Yeah, that's this 1 month beard, man, looking scruffy, looking like Steph. Though, hope I got that shot. But on better news, April 19th, boys, The Last Dance. 10 parts. Let's get it. As Chicago fans, Kevin, what are you looking forward to in this doc? Don't say Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan.
It's kind of dark, but I think I remember seeing they did an interview with Kobe about it too. And I really want to see that and how they frame that with everything that happened, obviously, because I think that'll be really eerie but cool to see his thoughts on Michael Jordan and the player he was, especially after Michael Jordan's speech at the memorial for Kobe. It's going to be weird seeing it the other way, as if nothing happened. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to the whole thing, but that I'm really ready to feel some feels.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm really interested in this because somebody who for me, somebody who recently just got into basketball, essentially 3 or so years ago, and even further when I was watching the Celtics with their triple threat team, I really want to watch I really hope to see a lot of these highlights from Michael Jordan, because obviously, oh my gosh, I was way too young to even respect his game or anything like that. So watching it with fresh eyes would be really a lot of fun. Also to see kind of these interviews with some players, and how they felt against Michael Jordan. And I mean, we have quotes from people, but like I want to see like the actual interviews. I want to see like actual like game commentary and see how Michael Jordan felt about all of this and this and this. And I cannot wait. It's going to be so fucking great, man. I need this. I need this in my life.
I think I'm also big or really interested in Dennis Rodman and Scottie Pippin's.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
cool. Yeah.
interesting.
And if they're like kind of bitter or if they are really supportive or what. Like I have no idea their feelings on it. So I'm interested to see what comes of it.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see like how far like they delve into like what is the Last Dance? Is it the last year with the Bulls, or does it have about like expansion into the Wizards? I was reading an interview with Jerry Stackhouse. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but he was a budding star, I guess you could say. He played in North Carolina, and he was on the Wizards when Michael Jordan was there. And he said that I actually regret signing with the Wizards because Jordan was there. And he said that's because the way Jordan was doing it, he was developing plays that get the ball to him. And, at that time, Jerry Stackhouse is also, at his prime, or at least starting to get to. So it's interesting to see. Maybe we get some. I'm not here to like bash Jordan, obviously. I mean, he's the greatest of all time. And unfortunately, we didn't get to see it, just being too young. And it'd be interesting to see the kind of what you were saying, Karen, like maybe like the quote unquote like negative aspects of it. Like, what did Jordan bring? Yeah, he was charismatic, but it was like also like negative to the team, or did it lead to like internal fighting kind of stuff like that? I'm kind of hyped to see if they get Tony Kukoc in here. All right, sleeper Tony Kukoc.
You gotta. Are you like if they don't? I'm never watched it.
That's it. That's it. Jordan, get out of here. Tony Kukoc, where are you at? So I guess now to end this beautiful, beautiful podcast is to kind of develop the ultimate player, the ultimate fighting champion. No, the ultimate player. And I think it should revolve around kind of what the essentials of being a player is, right? From shooting, passing, basketball IQ, playmaking, defense, and just how big are you? How jacked are you, right? The Zion, the LeBron of that. I don't know how much you guys have thought of it, maybe in your growing childhoodness of it. Is that a word? Childhoodness. That's a word. Make it a word, guys.
Yeah, it's a word. 100%.
I think even 2K, my player, we always try to make the ideal player, the 99 overall player. That's what we guys try to delve in, right? So I think, Kevin, since you know so much about basketball, who do you think is the ultimate player? What builds it? What aspects of each player?
I mean, I think I was thinking about this a lot because I like doing these hypotheticals, and I always want that 99 2K player, like you said. I think that the first thing I go with is the most important thing is, or at least for a 99 player or a good 2K player, is your shooting, your jumper. Like, what do you need there? I think the easy answer is Curry, but like Steph Curry's changed the league with his shooting, like incredible, blah, 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 unbelievable. But I think I would actually choose Kevin Durant's shooting, just because I think it's way more versatile. Like Kevin Durant can shoot threes from anywhere. Kevin Durant can make a deep two from anywhere. Kevin Durant can make a short two from wherever. Like, I feel like he's a lot more consistent at any place, whereas Steph is like top of the key, done. Top of the key, done. If it's not top of the key, it's a little more iffy. Still unbelievable, but I think if I had to choose, that would be my number one thing. And then I think I got to go with LeBron's playmaking is the next thing. Like,
Yeah.
one better, especially after this season. Can you tell me there's a better playmaker in the NBA right now? Like, I don't think so. But okay, Katie's jumper, LeBron's playmaking. God, it's tough.
Does this have to be current, by the way? Current season?
You can include some maybe like recent retirees. I'd include that. Maybe like
Okay.
I think
for a pass. So
I think a build of Giannis too, because I think Giannis is right now the perfect size and speed for
Yeah.
an NBA. He's not too big, not too small. He's super fast, can still drive every time if he wants. But if you have that shooting too with KD, you could drive or you could stay back and shoot. And then I think Draymond Green's defense from a couple years ago, not now, but like OG Warriors, Draymond Green defense. I think that's peak.
It's peak. Okay. All right. Matt. Oh, is that all 4 or is that 5, Kevin?
Oh, that was 4.
Right.
Finishing is the last category. Oh, easy. My boy, Mr. Triple Double, Russell Westbrook.
That's true. I know. That was an excellent list. I cannot deny you on that. Matt, I'm guessing you have some mixed feelings though about this. You want some ultimate team you're building on your end. What do you got?
So shooting, I'm gonna go against the grain. I'll kind of. I think the obvious, like Kevin said, is Steph. I'm gonna go the other obvious, which is Klay Thompson. I need some Klay in my life because his shot is unbelievable. Finishing, I would go with MVP Derrick Rose because he was a baller, and I absolutely loved watching him.
That's a good one.
Thank you. Defense, I do like the Draymond Green is a good one. I don't like this. I'm gonna go with maybe Marcus Smart. I'm gonna go with Marcus Smart. Marcus Smart defense because he was doing incredibly well up to the point of the cancellation. He was doing a lot better on defense than he ever has, and this year has definitely been an outbreak for him. Playmaking, I would probably say I got to be different from Kevin, so I'm not going to say LeBron, even though that's like the obvious choice. I'll say Luka.
That's a good pick.
I'll say Luka for playmaking because that guy is not only one of the youngest possible MVP candidates ever, but he can pass the ball anywhere. He can shoot the ball anywhere. The dude's got skills. I love it. And then for size and athleticism, Giannis is so fucking versatile, but I might go with Kevin Durant.
So Reaper.
Yeah, Kevin Durant's shooting is top tier, but the thing that I think gets glossed over is the fact that he's so fucking tall and skinny, but he's able to like play big on people somehow. I don't know how he can, but he can go all over the court, man. I would love that kind of build.
Dope. Those sound like terrifying teams. But you guys are missing the obvious. Okay, let's get through my list. All right. Finishing, I'm a little upset. I was gonna pick Russell because I mean that guy's a phenomenal finisher.
Yeah.
If I had to pick someone in the league right now, it'd be no one. No, I think it would have to be probably Pascal Siakam. I think the way that guy moves, not just from a jump shot standpoint, but the way he drives through the lane, just for being like 6'10", is like crazy. I've never seen someone with that kind of physique. Probably since Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, when you look at him, he's like he's super skinny. Like it's kind of scary when he runs. But I'd probably pick Pascal Siakam. From jumper, I'd probably pick like maybe slightly after peak Dirk, just to be a little fair. Dirk's fadeaway is a little gross. He also, revolutionized his game with that, having that leg distance to separate with the player, which is phenomenal. Defense, Kawhi Leonard. I don't know what we're doing here, boys. It's Kawhi Leonard. Okay.
I didn't even think of that.
I
can't believe I didn't think of that.
Kawhi Leonard and the San Antonio Spurs, I'd like to get my shameless plug, murdered the Miami Heat to not get a three-peat. Kawhi Leonard was the reason we won that series. All right, and it was phenomenal. So Kawhi Leonard got defense, playmaking. Kevin took my pick, and he took my second pick. I think we all agree that it's not going to be Kyrie Irving because we know how much he loves his teammates. But I think that someone that's very underrated. That would be James Harden, right? I think everyone takes him as a foul hogger. He keeps holding the ball for himself, which is true. We won't deny that. But, I mean, the guy gets his assists. He almost averages triple-double. He is the leading scorer in the NBA right now. But the guy facilitates. They don't really have that many strong pieces, obviously, from the wing standpoint. Don't get me wrong. I love me some PJ Tucker, but, he's no Klay Thompson for me, all right? He's no Klay Thompson. And I guess lastly for build, I'm going to put LeBron James, all right? LeBron James' build is, I think, what the NBA needs. He has the Zion upper body with I'd probably say maybe Giannis, probably more like Anthony Davis, lower body. He's able to get the post up. I personally would say he's already the ideal player, but, that'd be too easy and that'd be no fun. But LeBron James would be the build. So I win. That's it. I already had an eye on it. It's over. Okay.
Whatever you say, man. Whatever you say.
It'd be actually kind of interesting to see if we could simulate a roster. So who knows, guys? Maybe we should simulate this on 2K and see why I would win, obviously.
Why? Boom.
But with that, it's done with my end. You got anything, Matt?
I mean, obviously, all of your slander against Kevin and I is unjustified.
Okay, got you.
No, I think that's all we've got so far today, folks. So I'm not entirely sure how this is going to work. Obviously, we're going to post to Anchor. We're going to get this converted to Anchor. But for the video, we're going to get that. We're going to try and set up a YouTube account. Sam, yes?
It is good.
Yes, awesome. So we're definitely going to get that. We're definitely going to get that set up on YouTube. Obviously, you can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Anchor, and most other podcasts. You can see us as well. And I'll be.
Sorry.
Bless you. And we'll get the video out there, and you guys will actually be able to see our faces for once in our life. I don't know if you guys saw this, but I did some very, very foolish things on social media. And essentially, if we can get 20 people, and not just 20 listens, 20 people. So far, I think there are 3 or 4, maybe 5 actually, who will listen to the Deep 3 podcast. You got to screenshot it, and you got to send it to either the Deep 3 pod on Instagram, or you got to screenshot it and send it to either Kevin, Sam, or I. And if you get 20 people to do that, I will have my wife cut my hair, and I will videotape it and post it to all social media platforms.
Yeah, I'm looking for that reverse mohawk. I'll get it done. Let's get it done, folks.
Well, as most of you don't know, I'm practically bald as it is, so this will be the final fucking torch for that. It's going to be scary. But 20 people can do that. Then my wife will cut my hair, so don't listen to the show. Anyway, you guys can follow us on all social media platforms, and thank you guys so much for watching and listening to the podcast. Have a great rest of your night.
I love you.